tickets. What if they're selling less?
I would imagine so.
Who's buying that now?
Well, they have tabloids built into the phone.
Yeah.
No.
Also, like, the stories aren't outrageous enough.
Right.
Compared to what's, like, real online, it's mostly fluff pieces because you have to get celebrities to agree to do them. Like, Us and People and all those.
Right. I'm blown away by... we were talking about this before you got here. Like, I'm grateful. I'm not into this dark web. My algorithm is all, like, baseball and Martin Scorsese. I didn't, like... Duncan Trussell last night was talking about some crazy shit he sees on the internet, like children shooting each other. And then I was on your mom's house, and they were like showing videos of dicks being peeled back and inserting cushions into dicks.
Cushions?
Or I don't know, something where they put. Do you know what it is? They had some guy had a big pad under his hand. They're putting. I don't even know what it is. Like. Do you know what I'm talking about, Jamie? Like they were putting
under his hand.
Yeah, it's some. I don't know the terminology. Like people put like horns on their dick. It's some kind of like product that makes bumps in you.
Yeah, body. What is body modification?
Yeah, one guy had it looked like a spider on his palm or whatever the fuck this is. The top of your hand.
Yeah, they do. They give themselves horns and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, bumps all over their head.
Head west on Stuttgarter Strasse. Continue.
I don't know what made me think of that. Oh, just that those videos exist. I wasn't getting those. I feel so naive. I'm like, did you see this Tommy Lasorda saying motherfucker video? And other people are looking at dicks being altered.
Yeah, if you can get in the wrong algorithm on Instagram, it can be quite disturbing. And I'm definitely in the wrong algorithm.
We gotta get you back.
I don't think I can get back. I think they have me now, because if they send it my way, I'm gonna look at it, because there's so many murder videos.
Well, I feel like I just was saying this recently, like, it took me a long time to really get got by the algorithm. Like, I was kind of like, I don't know what that is, but they finally figured me out, and it's like behind the scenes baseball sports shit, people talking shit in the locker room,
that's
or
right.
that, and like and filmmakers breaking down Kubrick or whatever. You know John Boy, you know that guy on YouTube?
No, I don't.
Oh, he's awesome.
Yeah?
It's a great hole to go down. We were talking about it before. He lip reads all these baseball fights and arguments. You know, when the umpire and manager are fighting each other, he's like a professional lip reader, and he's hilarious. And there's a million video. You got to see it. JOM Boy. You'll love it. Get in that algorithm, because he's awesome. But it's fucking hilarious. It's like my childhood prayers have been answered. You always watch the manager umpire scream, and you're like, what the fuck are they saying?
Right, because they probably swear horrible shit at each other.
Oh, it's all cocksucker and motherfucker. It's cocksucker and cocksucking this. And horse shit is the other big one. A lot of horse shit and cocksucker. And I've been trying to get those in my life more.
Bring them back.
Cocksucker's fun.
Cocksucker's fun. Joey Diaz always used it as a term of affection.
What's up, cocksucker? Hey, cocksucker.
Yeah, what's up, cocksucker?
Oh, and
sweet. When he said it, it was fun.
Well, you are bringing joy if you're sucking cock.
You are, but he's not saying it in that way. So there's other ways, like words have different meanings. Like if you catch someone stealing your tire.
In 200 meters, at the roundabout, continue straight onto Kirkheimer Strasse.
What's up, cocksucker?
Right.
It's a different one.
Sure.
But Joey Diaz calls you out. What's up, cocksucker? You're like, what's up, Joey?
Yeah, it's very sweet. It's all
it's
context.
A different. Yeah. It's also the word. The word can be a term of affection.
I'm not really a call a guy stealing my tire a cocksucker kind of guy. I'm a big 911. I'd be like, 911
you just
is a guy.
Get your tire stolen.
Yeah,
You gotta wait for hours.
Well, I'd call the police and see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on what kind of guy it is.
Right.
I might be able to fuck him up.
Head southeast towards Nellingen Strasse. Exit the roundabout onto Kirkheimer Strasse. Continue for 4 kilometers.
Yeah.
What does he have, a tire iron?
That's good.
Because that's a weapon.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, where is the tire iron positioned? Because the tire iron is positioned on the actual lug nut itself. You're at an advantage.
Right, I could probably take his back, as they say.
Yeah, you gotta smash him before he gets to that thing.
Now, let me ask you this. If you see a guy, he's crouched down, he's fucking with your car, and you're behind him, are you going blunt force to the head, or are you going to take his back and choke him out?
Depends on how big the guy is. Depends on the situation. You hit someone with shoes on, it's really tricky legally.
hit someone with shoes on?
Yeah.
What do you mean, them or you?
You hit them with your shoes as kind of a weapon.
Really?
Yeah, I think they look at it differently. I think even if, like, you had, like, these things on, like Hoka's, like running sneakers, I think it's still a weapon, which is ridiculous, because it's actually way softer than if I hit you with my bones.
So you're gonna take your shoes off to kick a guy?
No, but I'm saying, like, whether I would hit him while they're doing that, I'd probably say something first and see how they react, but be ready to hit them.
Because it feels like, though, if you fucking punch a guy or kick a guy as hard as you can, he might have a strong jaw but I feel like choking a person.
Yeah, choking works most of the time unless the guy knows how to fight.
Yeah.
What if he has really good defense and you realize that immediately and you forgot to put the second hook in because you were trying to stand up? And
Right.
then all of a sudden he spun towards you and you're like, oh my God, he's trained, and he gets an underhook and then he trips you. Now he's on top and you're in fucking half guard on the concrete and he's headbutting you.
And he's gonna tire her. That was an old joke I tried doing about my level of fighting is if the person's cooperating, I can beat them.
Here it is. Any object made or adapted for the purposes of inflicting death or serious physical injury can be considered a deadly weapon. For example, a shoe or a shod foot used for kicking may be considered a dangerous weapon. That's dangerous or deadly, though, right? Because someone can... We saw... What was that movie? Where... What was the curb stomp movie? That's American History X, right?
Yeah.
That was like two weapons. The curb was a weapon too, and then there was the boot.
That was unsettling. What is a shod foot for those of us unfamiliar?
I had to check. It is a shoe or a foot with a shoe on it.
So what about flip-flops? What if you kick someone you're wearing flip-flops? Is that a shod foot?
I don't know.
So you're kind of at a disadvantage with flip-flops on.
We're gonna have to go to the judges on that one. Or a slipper.
I think it might be anything on your foot because it goes back into history talking about people that were almost always barefoot. So that would be an unshod foot.
Yeah. I don't know what it means.
I feel like it should be shoed fit. I feel like that was a shoed foot. I feel like that was a typo somewhere and they just went with it. Shod?
Shod foot.
Is that a word? Shod?
Yeah.
It means with the shoe?
It means there's a shoe on your foot. Yeah.
I mean, that should be shoed. I mean, this is easy. This is obvious. Don't you think?
It should be shoed. Why is it shod?
Do you know the mound to home plate is 60 feet 6 inches because it was like they did it with pencil, and the second one was supposed to be 60 feet even, but the zero looked like a 6. That's why it remains 60 feet 6 inches.
Really?
In 600 meters, turn right towards Denkendorfer Strasse, Köngener Strasse.
It's like not a typo, a write-o, whatever you call it.
Right.
I feel like that was shod. I feel like they just left the E off. Shoed.
I think it's more like a proper...
In 400 meters, at the roundabout, take the first exit onto Deitziesauer Strasse.
Thou shalt not thing.
That's gay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shod. Your feet are shod.
Yeah, I get it.
You
I
know?
like it.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say shoed.
I think it's a proper thing. Is
The
it?
shod is Middle English,
See?
meaning put shoes on or provide.
In 50 meters, at the roundabout, take the second exit onto Ferdstrasse.
Shoe. So
Yeah, that stinks.
stupid.
Shod sucks.
Well, it's weird that we have English words in England that are spelled different than the way they're spelled in America.
Yeah, there's still, you see, like, there's old OLDE, town with an E, and there's...
Tires with a Y.
Oh, I don't know that one. And then there's...
Color with a U.
Yes.
Couleur.
Flavor. There's a few of those, yeah. Oh,
Yeah. But it's like the same language. Like, why are you guys fucking with the different words?
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
And what are you doing on the left side of the road, bitch?
Yeah.
We invented the car. Get the fuck over on the other side.
I heard it was from jousting.
Yep.
Is that something?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does, supposedly.
Have you ever driven out there?
I have not.
I've done it a few times. It's a thrill.
I would imagine it would be a little bit nerve-wracking to be on the wrong side of the road.
It is. I got...
Better route available.
Nice is that the driver's always in the middle of the road. That's really helpful. It's like you're closer to the middle than the other end, which is the same here and there. You know what I mean?
No.
Like you're on the right side of the car, but the left side of the road in England.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look out the window, the middle of the road is right there. The line is next to you. And the reverse here in America, you're on the left side of the car, but the right side of the road. So
I
you
see
look
what
out the
you're
window.
saying.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
So that's helpful. But I've only ever done it with one other, like my wife in the car, because you need a second person to be like, don't forget. Driving alone, I feel like I could fuck it up.
Yeah, you could fall back into the pattern and then all of a sudden see yourself in the oncoming headlights.
Yeah. I think that's what happened to
Matthew
Broderick. Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but it's also like just the shifting and everything. If you're operating a manual, shifting now with your left hand instead of your right, that would be bizarre.
No, I couldn't do that. I have a friend who's like a big driver, and he said that was the one thing he couldn't do because it was just too many things.
Yeah, because is the clutch still on the left-hand side? It is. So it's clutch, brake, accelerator, all in the same order, but now you're doing this. And then which side do you do it? Do you start far left or you just start far right and move that way? You don't do that, do you? That's what's weird, right?
Yeah.
If you're operating a manual transmission and you're in the English side, where's first gear? Is first gear up and to the left?
That is a great question. No, it's probably closer to you, up and to the right.
Yeah, like that?
Yeah.
Can I see that?
I think it's the same. Looking.
Yeah, I would imagine the thing, what they would have to do, that would be really hard to do, I think, for transmissions.
One of the hardest part for me was I kept putting the windshield wipers on with the blinker because you're used to the blinker being over here. So every single fucking time I would turn the windshield wipers on.
Yeah. I love a good windshield wiper stock. That's one thing that bums me out about my Tesla.
What's a stock?
It's a little stock. Little thing that does the windshield wipers.
Head north on Friedrichstrasse towards Schäfersteiger.
You know.
In 150 meters, turn left onto Esslingen Strasse.
It sticks out of the steering wheel. Little thing that does the blinkers.
I'm thinking of the windshield wiper itself. The little...
Turn left onto Esslingen Strasse.
Blinkers.
You don't have that?
No, everything's...
It's a button.
Everything's this.
Yeah, button
There's
stick.
buttons on the steering wheel to change lanes. There's buttons for a horn.
No.
In 500 meters, at the roundabout, continue straight to stay on Esslingen Strasse.
The physical.
Yeah, I'm going left.
Yeah.
I'm going right. I'm going left. You know, like, come on.
Sometimes I reach through and grab it over here. You got options.
I like going.
We found a faster route that saves 2 minutes.
I like hitting that.
It feels like they're doing like an alt comic.
It's normal.
Bit. Yeah.
But isn't it a normal feeling to like hit the blinkers and turn right?
Of course, it's satisfying.
You do it. You do that thing before you turn. You don't press a button on your steering wheel. It feels odd. It feels every time like, don't fuck this up. I've had this car for 2 years. And every time I press sometimes I'll press the left button when I meant to press the right button. I'm like, fuck.
I would love if you did exactly this on stage, and the crowd's like, "What?
What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Just
like
a total crickets.
Like a really bad...
In 800 meters, at the roundabout, continue straight onto Denkendorfer Strasse.
Seinfeld bit. Like a copy of a Seinfeld bit.
Great set last night, by the way. I went up to the balcony and watched it. Very funny.
Thank you.
I know you know that, but it was
Thank
great.
you. It was a fun night.
Yeah, it was awesome. It's so fun to run back and forth to the two rooms, and they're such different kinds of rooms.
Oh yeah, that little room is magic.
And you've
They're
become
both great.
like a comedy, like pilgrimage. I ran into first of all, I felt like a fucking celebrity out in Austin from those shows. I bumped into two guys from Calgary that came just to see the room. Then I sat next to another guy at a restaurant that was from Montreal who came just to see the room. And then I met another guy who was from England, just fucking walking around.
I was fucking around with the crowd last night, and there's people from Australia, there are people from all over the place.
Yeah, it's a destination,
Wow.
man. Yeah. Comedy pilgrimages. People, they just want to see the room.
It's fun. I hope more people do things like this other places.
Did you ever go on any, before you started, I gotta go see, or when you started, I gotta go see fucking whoever? You go on a road trip to go see a comic, make a comedy fan trip?
Yeah, a couple of times. I mean, in the early days, I went to see a bunch of comics, but Kinnison, I went to see Kinnison a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like 88, 89. And the problem is it was like Kinnison had already sort of deteriorated. So it was a kind of a bummer.
It's like we were talking about. You can't go that hard and keep being productive, it feels like.
Yeah, it was pretty evident that it was not the same kind of insight that
Right.
you had from his earlier work. His earlier work wasn't just wild, it was wild and like, that's a really good point.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it was wild and like, wow, this is like great writing. This is like interesting subject matter, and you got this wild dude. And then the stuff about marriage was so funny. It was so like, obviously the guy had been in fucking terrible agony and heartbreak. It was so obvious that people had broken his heart.
Right.
You know, and you bought into it hook, line, and sinker. But from that special, so he has his first thing, which is Louder Than Hell, which is a cassette. And it's really fucking good. It's hard to get. I got an album of it.
Okay.
I think you can get it.
In 300 meters, at the roundabout, take the second exit onto Hindenburgstrasse.
He says, but I think, I don't know, there was some controversy with it. There's a lot of like very homophobic stuff in there. But then he goes from that to the HBO special. And I think that, Have You Seen Me Lately, it's called. And the HBO special is fucking amazing. I mean, it's amazing. It's just so good. There's so many good bits in it. And then the one after that's not. It's just flat. It just feels fake. It feels like he's a guy trying to imitate Sam Kinison.
Yeah, I feel like that. I mean, I would never name names, but I feel like that happens sometimes with comics where they have great material in a very unique way of doing it, and then they kind of start to lose the material and just have that unique way. And the marriage of the two is what made it great.
Well, I think it's hard to write when you're partying all the time. And
Absolutely.
You're going to events, and you're the guy in the Bon Jovi video, and you're this and you're that, and you're, you know, I mean, his whole life, he was this, like, weirdo and this preacher, and then he gets into comedy and becomes one of the greatest of all time, and then all of a sudden he's a fucking superstar in the rock and roll days of, like, Poison and Guns N' Roses, and, like, whoa, and he's the rock and roll comic.
Right.
You know? So he's like singing on stage now, like brings a guitar on stage. Do you ever see some of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that song Wild Thing.
Yeah, I vaguely. I never was a huge Kinison guy. I wasn't big into the screaming. I mean, I always find that comedy doesn't hold up great. Most comedy, which is what makes comedy great to me.
Yeah.
So I think by the time I saw it, I was like a kid and just like didn't quite understand it. And then later, I was like, I don't know. I mean, I respect Kinison, obviously. He just wasn't one of my guys.
For me, it was like catching it in the actual context of the time of 1980, whatever it was when he popped.
Right.
I want to say it was 86. Was it 86? Yeah. So that's like right around the time when I had heard about. See, he's partying with all these rock stars. He made music videos.